Presidency, Mustafa Bandi, Deputy Director of Operation. Presidency are responding to MPP for petition. Yes, it's more like Muhammad are responding. I say, this is an exercise in fertility. This will not change anything. Brofo. Or say, the MPP for exercise no mind. At the share oba won to many them. And she said bibia because a process no monams and this process starts from a year Akufo-Addo time. According to a host no business into no petition there be a DNA so oh it's exercise in facility and so baby presidency and Mustafa is at the presidency deputy director of operation are responding to the petition of a MPP funds and they themselves know say baby. Yes, because the Akroma and nkofo the hunipa crop petition Akufo-Addo nipa ba petition ye it so establish a prima facie whatever it is council of state sake a year Charlotte. So what has changed? MPP only think they are wise. We are seeing answers in just recently Mokra the demonstration was peaceful. Manya quite in front of Jubilee House. And I'm saying Mahama politics near and sorry be serious. We are all in democracy state and Akufo-Addo MPDC for a petition. You block you dare not go to close to Jubilee House. 37 military hospital nana security for us to pay. Mustafa Bandi presidency are responding to on petition say it won't yield any fruit and nothing gonna change in the demonstration is in vain. Stay tuned.
Intimidate, particularly when you are wrong. And I'm very sorry because, and excuse me, I had vowed not to talk about this DJ matter. But since
well, Mustafa, if you could unmute so we hear the last statement you made. I think we really can hear you now.
And that the MPP should be careful so that they don't go for demonstration only to come back tomorrow. And there are very serious and damning information be put out in the public there that will embarrass them. Because as far as I'm concerned, someone is being suspended for due process to take place. Nobody have judged the Chief Justice. They've just, tomorrow, if the MPP comes and says Mustafa is involved in some crime of a sort, the law requires that I should be investigated. In the course of the demonstration and the investigation, should NDC people go on demonstration to say that Mustafa is innocent when you have not even investigated the person? So the same way, if a judicial process has been activated to allow a process enshrined in our constitution to be tested, what is the MPP running away from? Is the Chief Justice MPP? Is she a politician? Why is it that only MPP people are the ones defending her? What is their interest?
So, Mustafa, you think that this particular demonstration is actually not going to change anything?
Oh, it's an exercise in futility. No reasonable, and I repeat that anyone who understands the exigencies of lawlessness will follow the MPP for what they are doing. These are people who have, they are full. They have taken a lot from the country, and in the last 3 months, they've not been doing anything. So they just want to get busy. I don't think they are doing anything meaningful that will impact on this country. And they cannot deceive. The very Gen Zs they have impoverished, deceived. 8 years. He was the National Youth Organizer. He, my brother Mustafa sitting there. Knock up. The people they employed, did they pay them before they left power?
Right.
National Service, did they pay them? They're asking the same youth to go and demonstrate. Afforestation, did they pay them? He, Mustafa, did he ensure that his party that was in government paid national service personnel? The Gen Zs, you deceived. The Gen Zs, You chopped their money. National Service was a scandalous institution under your watch as a national youth organizer in government. You're asking the same things.
Mustafa, I think we should still speak to the demo, because most of the things you are saying, more or less, is a particular demo by the biggest opposition party in our country.
When you talk to President Mahama's spokesperson, I'm sure that he will give you President Mahama's feeling. But I think that as a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, this is a frivolous exercise. President Mahama, as you know him, is not one who is easily distracted. And I don't think that from where I sit as an executive of the party, there is an ill feeling. The fairness of it is that President Mahama didn't break a law. He just applied the process. And you're asking him not to apply discretion. What should he have done in the case? When we even have precedents to follow. The same procedure was followed under Charlotte Tosei's matter, where the same law was applied. This same matter is what President Akufo-Addo used against Charlotte Tosei. And in President Mahama's case, he rather suspended to allow for a committee to look into the matter. What is the MPP's beef?
So is it a tit-for-tat kind of democracy being practiced here?
Look, the NDC, I think that President Mahama is a very serious person as president. He is focused on building a nation. The least I know is for him to get distracted into paying back. If you look at his gestures towards President Akufo-Addo recently, it has shown all of us that really can people extend this level of gestures to one another? So what was the business of the arrogant posturing of the previous government? Such that President Akufo-Addo will not even greet people in public. He command chiefs to get up. That is President Mahama. He is a leader.
All right, Mustafa,
he's a leader who is not vindictive. He's a leader who will not score political points. But if a decision would have to be taken, he will take that decision. The MPP's demonstration cannot stop what is lawful to take place.
Okay, before I come to hold for me. Before I come to Mustafa in studio said that you are preparing the ground for President Mahama to seek a third term.
So
you agree?
So what? So what? When President Akufo-Addo is the weakest candidate they have ever presented for election, for a re-election in the name of a thank you tour, have we commented about it? Even Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, they believe that he should still contest election. And so what? Granted that is the case, which is not even the case. And so what? Are they the ones to determine who goes to election and who doesn't go to election? What has that got to do with a judicial matter?
All right.
What has that got to do with the suspension of a chief justice? So they are even inconsistent in terms of what their demands are.
Okay, Mustafa.
They don't know what it is about.
The point has been made. Let me come in studio and speak to Salam. Salam, you have a number of reactions to the issues Mustafa Gbande has been raising.
Honestly, I'm very surprised that a Deputy General Secretary would speak in the manner that my brother has spoken. You know, I'm not sure even a Deputy Youth Organizer would speak in this manner. And you can see arrogance of power speaking. And so what?
Arrogance of power.
Yes, already. Is
it too early for them?
It tells you the mindset that these people, were seeking power. Already within 3-4. I'm disappointed in the council.
You are disappointed in the Council of State. Why? Give us a reason. Then you continue.
This is a body that it's supposed to be a thinking cap. Advise the president. When you take the law, we have the spirit and the letter. Things can, you can say that some things are right, but is everything proficient? So you see such a petition, you read through. Even a first-year law student will throw this into the, waste bin. So for a whole Council of State to recommend that the Chief Justice should go on suspension, I'm totally disappointed. It shouldn't have taken place at all in the first place, because this is clearly a cooked up, trumped up petition that seeks to, fall into a certain political thinking. And that is what we are fighting against, that it's not being done in good faith. The whole thing is cooked. And that if we allow it to go on, in the future, the same thing can be done to another person.
Right.
Assuming Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said in 2018 thereabout that, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, is giving me problems. So we have 169 members of Parliament. Let's find every means possible to remove Alban Bagbin as...
but that's not the scenario you are giving is totally different from what pertains now.
It's not different.
It is not the president that is saying let's get the Chief Justice removed. It is a petition from Ghanaians. Yes. And the law allows that.
As for petition, I can sit here and draft a petition in 5 minutes for you. Against everybody.
So what wrong has the president done? Your followers are watching. Give us in one sentence, what wrong has the president done?
We cannot run to Article 146 and say that the president didn't do any wrong. Look, there's common sense in law. When this thing came to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I'm sure you know, that same, in fact, I think the Shining Star one, came to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. After reading through and a little bit of background checks, the president said, no, we cannot admit this. It cannot continue. Simple and short. Because we cannot waste the nation's time following on frivolous petitions. Otherwise, we have opened the floodgates to petitions.
So what is President John Dramani Mahama's wrong?
The president, like I said, if I were him, I would have called the petitioners and given them some heavy head knocks for wasting everybody's time. Yes.
How about the Council of State members? You said you disagree with the decision.
I disagree with the Council of State.
Yeah. So where do you put the blame? Are you putting the blame on the petitioners, the Council of State, or the president?
Look, everybody involved in this thing has been murky. Everyone involved in this thing has been murky. Look, we are talking of an arm of government, not just state institutions, but an arm of government. That I already quoted to you, Article 125, that justice emanates from the people. It is administered by the judiciary. So it is not a body you joke with. Look, Carlos, even in military regimes, the judiciary is not touched. Even military regimes. The parliament is disbanded, media people, media closed down and so on and so forth. There's authoritarian rule, but
the judiciary is protected.
Yes.
You think that's not happening now?
No. There is an attempt to not just lampoon the judiciary, but cocoon it, have absolute control of the judiciary, instill fear in them. Because some people think that they have, power and that they can use it capriciously. That's exactly what is going on.
But I'm at a loss here. You are blaming the petitioners. And
I'm
also,
not blaming the petitioners.
I'm coming. You said all the characters in that have issues.
They are bogus. They are useless petitions.
So why are you now putting it on the head of the president?
Because
he did not initiate the petition.
Yes.
We have lost an election. The NDC lost election in 2016. What we did is to go into reasonable, sober reflection with the honest intention of correcting our wrongs. Because obviously the people who voted are Ghanaians and they judge. We corrected ourselves from where we got it wrong. We right those wrongs. We repackaged our party, rebranded ourselves. We got competent leaders to lead our party. And then we won an election. Now, it is strange that our colleagues haven't been in power for 8 years. The level of mismanagement and destruction, the colossal corruption with which they left this country depressed. After 4 months, you are sitting on TV and telling the same people you punished with an 82-year-old man, impoverished our country, depleted our resources, shared it as though Ghana didn't have owners. With that impunity, You sit on stereo and say that you will make Ghana ungovernable. Well, we wish them well. The NDC today...
Mustafa, I don't think he said they will make Ghana ungovernable on this platform. To be fair to him, he said they will picket the Jubilee House. But I don't recall he making a statement that they will make the country ungovernable.
He's been captured to have said they will make Ghana ungovernable if A, B, C, D happens. And I'm telling him that, you see, if you have lost election the way they lost, you don't have to be speaking in that manner, because your mismanagement, your recklessness is a problem of the nation which must be fixed. A government is in place to try and fix that mess. It is not for you to sit on TV without impunity and speak anyhow. Now, let me talk about this demonstration. What is the NPP's...
Well, we seem to be having some connection challenges to Mustafa Bande. Mustafa, if you can...
about that the Chief Justice is no longer an individual.
It's unfortunate. We're having connection issues with Mustafa Bande there. Yeah, Mustafa?
Yes.
Okay, please make a point.
The MPP demonstration, I can assure you, is nothing but a cover-up of their mess, their inability to organize their own party after a defeat. They are Jubilee House. They are also...
You will not stop them, because we understand the Jubilee House is a security area.
Well, does that stop anything? Does that mean that because these people are busy going to demonstrate, so therefore Ghana should come to an end? These were the ones who have been in power for 8 years, left this country in a terrible situation, destroyed businesses, stolen money, very corrupt, with impunity and a disgust form of leadership. These same people, they are saying that President Mahama have done what? So,
right. So
what are they proffering? Is the MPP proffering what should have been done that President Mahama didn't follow? Or they are just going to be busy? So I see their whole game plan as a calculated attempt to distract people, to distract the focus that have been on them in the last 2 and 3 months, where Ghanaians get depressed every day, getting to know their scandals upon scandals upon scandals. That is all this is about. But I don't think that they are pursuing anything nationalistic. They are not. So the MPP I know, the MPP of today, is very shameful that the MPP of Sir John, the likes of Obi Chebilamte, have been reduced to this comedy of leadership where they don't even know their left from their right. If you don't understand timing, then you will follow what the MPP is doing. Because Ghanaians were very fatigued for 8 years. You destroyed businesses.
Right. Mustafa...
You committed a lot of injustice. And all the NDCs have come to do is to right those wrongs and offer consolation and justice to the people of Ghana. And you say what?
I think that, Mustafa, the issues you are raising are not directly related to the demonstration, because the NPP is raising an issue that has to do with the judiciary. And they believe that the suspension of the Chief Justice is what they want to fight. It's wrong in their opinion. So, well, even though the issues you are raising may stand, but I want us to focus on the concerns they are raising, that there's an interference. There is an interference from the president.
My brother, the MPP doesn't have any concern. They just want to mislead the public and to try and force President Mahama to stand down on what is lawful. But this is not a government or a party you